Hello, my dear students. Have you ever wondered where all the waste in your body goes? Just like a city needs a cleanup system, our body has the excretory system to remove the harmful waste like urea and extra water. In this chapter, we will learn how organs like the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra work together to keep our body clean and our body healthy. Let's explore how your body does its own internal housekeeping. So, first we should know the syllabus overview. We should know brief intro to excretory organs, structure and function of kidneys and nephrons, urinary system, parts and associated blood vessels. We should focus on ultrafiltration, especially Malpighian capsule diagram, selective reabsorption process and tubular secretion, composition of urine and abnormal composition of urine, etc. So you should know what is excretion. It is the removal of mostly nitrogenous or chemical waste, metabolic waste from our body. It maintains homeostasis, that is steady internal condition of the body. It involves organs forming, storing and eliminating urine. Important note, excretion is not same as defecation, which is the undigested food, the release of undigested food via rectum. Carbon dioxide release in this process via lungs, that is respiration, which is not excretion. Urinary system is the correct term for nitrogen waste removal. Excretory system or urinary system. It clarifies the term. Urinary system is more precise than excretory system when referring to nitrogenous waste elimination. What are the substances to be eliminated? List of harmful waste products formed from metabolism and food absorption. They are the substances to be eliminated, which include carbon dioxide and water vapor generated from respiration, nitrogenous waste, ammonia, urea, uric acid, excess salts and vitamins, excess water, bile pigments, etc. Now you should know carbon dioxide and water, which is produced by oxidizing glucose in respiration. Carbon dioxide is eliminated through lungs. Water is removed as sweat, urine or vapor. Nitrogenous waste. It includes urea, uric acid and ammonia, which is produced in the liver from dead protein remains brought from tissues. Extra amino acids are broken down in the liver. Usable glucose is stored. Toxic urea is produced and excreted via kidney. Important note, urea is basically highly poisonous chemical. If allowed to accumulate in the blood to a certain level, it causes death. Excess salt and water soluble vitamin. Common salts like sodium chloride and vitamins B and C are excreted mainly through the kidneys. Body maintains salt balance via urine formation. Water. It comes from food and drinks in large amount. Excess water is excreted to urine and sweat. Water helps dissolve harmful materials, aiding in their elimination process. Bile pigments. It is mainly bilirubin, a yellow pigment from breakdown of dead RBCs. Liver processes these and adds them to the bile juice. They travel to the intestine and give feces its brown color. Some pigments are also excreted in urine. Excretion is the process of removal of harmful and unwanted nitrogenous waste products from the body. Now you should know the excretory organs. The key point, excretion in human is performed by the following organs. The main excretory organs, these organs are directly involved in the formation of transport, storage and removal of urine, which contains nitrogenous wastes like urea. So our excretory system includes kidney. There is two ureter. There are two ureters, one urinary bladder and one urethra. There are two kidneys. Kidneys basically filters blood and forms urine. Ureters transport urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder temporarily stores urine until excretion, and urethra conveys urine from the bladder to the outside of the body during urination. Now you should know what is accessory excretory organs. These organs assist in removing other metabolic waste from the body through alternative routes. Skin. It excretes water, salts and small amounts of urea through sweat. Lungs. It removes carbon dioxide and water vapor during exhalation. Liver. It converts toxic ammonia into urea and breaks down drugs and old red blood cells. So with our urinary system, which include two kidneys, two ureters, one urinary bladder and one urethra, we have also lungs, liver and skin which help in our elimination process to remove wasteful metabolic wastes or wasteful chemicals from our body. Now, what is kidney? Kidney is the primary excretory organ. It removes nitrogenous waste like mainly urea from our blood. It filters and eliminate waste in the form of urine. It includes associated urinary organs like ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. It reiterates how some organs assist in the main excretory system by eliminating certain waste like skin. Skin have sweat glands which excrete water, sodium chloride, small amounts of urea and lactic acid. They primarily used for cooling the body rather than regular excretion. Lungs. It removes carbon dioxide which is a waste product of respiration via expired air. Liver. It converts ammonia into urea, that is the detoxification process. It also breaks down bad cholesterol, alcohol, nicotine, drugs, etc. Kidneys are bean-shaped organ. This is the diagram of our urinary system. It is about 10 centimeter long and 6 centimeter wide. It is located on either side of the backbone. It is protected by the last two pairs of ribs. Right kidney lies slightly lower than the left. A tube or ureter arises from each kidney to transport urine. Hilum, it's a notch on the median surface of each kidney where vessels, nerves and the ureter connect. Urinary bladder, it stores urine received from the kidneys through the ureter. Pelvis of kidney, the expanded upper end of the ureter within the kidney that collects urine before it flows into the ureter. This is the location and anatomy of the kidneys, where we can found this. The outer layer is the renal cortex and the inner pinkish area is the renal medulla, and there is the portion of the kidney which is called as hilum, renal artery, renal vein and ureter moves in and moves out from this area, and just behind the renal hilum or hilus there is a cavity like structure which is known as renal pelvis, and there is major calyx and minor calyx. This is the human kidney anatomy. This is the external view and this is the internal view. Urine flow. Urine is continuously produced within kidneys. It flows through the ureter into the bladder. From the bladder, urine is released to the outside through the urethra. Valves and sphincters. Ureter openings into the bladder act as valves to prevent backflow of urine. A sphincter muscle girds the urethral opening and controls the urination process, also called as micturition, which is under brain control. Now you should know what is the difference between secretion and excretion. Secretion is basically the process by which cells or glands produce and release useful substances like enzymes, hormones, etc. that serve a purpose in the body or for others like milk in mammals. But excretion is the process of eliminating waste products or substances that the body no longer needs or that may be harmful like carbon dioxide, urea, etc. What are these? Tears, sweat, saliva, milk, insulin, urine, are these examples of excretion or secretion? All listed substances except urine are secretions because they have some functional or beneficial use. Tears can clean and lubricate our eyes. Sweat, which helps in thermoregulation. Saliva aids in digestion and oral health. Milk nourishes offspring. Insulin regulates blood sugar. Urine is an excretion because it contains nitrogenous waste like urea and other substances that the body needs to eliminate. Internal structure of the kidney. The kidney has two main regions, outer cortex and inner medulla. Outer cortex is deep brownish in color and inner medulla is lighter pinkish in color. Medulla composed basically of conical pyramids, which is also known as renal pyramid. The apex of each pyramid is called the papilla, which drains urine into the pelvis. Now you should know what is renal column. These are the extensions of cortical tissue between the pyramids. Kidney tubules. Kidney is made up of numerous uriniferous tubules, which is also known as nephrons or renal tubules or kidney tubules. Nephrons are basically both the structural and functional unit of the kidney. This is the diagram of nephron and this is the anatomical location of nephron within kidney. This is the outer structure of the kidney. Now you should know structure of a kidney tubule. Each kidney contains around 2 million tubules. The structure includes Bowman capsule, a thin walled cup-like structure which encloses a glomerulus, a knot-like capillary mass. Together the Bowman's capsule and glomerulus forms the Malpighian capsule. Proximal convoluted tubule or PCT, it is the first tubule after Bowman's capsule. It is involved in the process of reabsorption. It lies in the cortex. Loop of Henle, it is U-shaped structure. It dips into the medulla and returns to the cortex. It is not convoluted. It has descending and ascending limbs. Distal convoluted tubule, it is lies in the cortex. It is furthest from Bowman's capsule. It leads to a collecting duct. Collecting duct, it collects urine from many nephrons. It has striped appearance in the medulla. Data, we should know the information on uriniferous tubules. Total tubules in both kidney, there is approximately 2 million tubules, each tubule length 4 to 5 centimeters. So the combined length of the 2 million tubules is approximately 60 kilometers. Blood filtered per minute, it is approximately 1 liter. Glomerular filtration rate, filtrate produced per day, that is approximately 160 liters, and urine output after reabsorption is nearly 1.2 liters per day. Blood supply to the kidney tubules. Blood enters through renal arteries which branch into the smaller arterioles. Afferent arteriole brings blood to glomerulus. Blood is filtered in glomerulus, then exits via efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole forms Bhasha recta, which is capillary network around the renal tubule. Blood eventually drains into the renal vein and leaves the kidney. Note, blood passes through kidneys approximately 350 to 400 times per day at a rate of 1 to 2 liters per minute. This is the diagram where we can find the Bowman capsule within which glomerulus is present. Within glomerulus, blood filtration starts. There is red blood cells and proteins which are too large to pass through. So there is blood plasma and small particles are filtered. So we can find the blue colored area is the proximal convoluted tubule, and there is a green colored U-shaped structure which is the loop of Henle. It has a descending limb and an ascending limb. After the ascending limb, there is an yellow colored region which is distal convoluted tubule, and following that there is a violet colored region, that is the collecting duct. This is the basic structure of the nephron. This is the afferent arteriole which moves in the Bowman capsule and forms the glomerulus, and then it exits out from the Bowman capsule is the efferent arteriole. This is the proximal convoluted tubule, then it is loop of Henle, then distal convoluted tubule, and ultimately it is collecting duct. So we should know the process of urine formation in 3 main steps in easy approach. So the first one is the ultrafiltration. Blood under high pressure enters glomerulus, where pressure forces plasma, excluding cells and proteins, into Bowman's capsule. The filtrate contains water, glucose, amino acids, urea, salts, etc. This process is passive and based on hydrostatic pressure. The second one is the reabsorption, which occurs mainly in proximal convoluted tubule. Useful substances like glucose, amino acids and sodium are reabsorbed back into the blood. It ensures the essential substances are not lost in urine. This is selective absorption. Tubular secretion. Additional waste materials like potassium, drugs, hydrogen ions are actively secreted into the tubule from blood. It helps in maintaining pH balance and removing foreign substances. So the final note is the urine is the fluid that remains after reabsorption and secretion, which contains urea, excess salt, water and other waste products. So this is the basic diagram of renal corpuscle. So where the myocytes are mirrored, this is the part of the distal convoluted tubule, and the Bowman's capsular space, Bowman capsules, which have the glomerular capillary network within which. So you should know the difference between afferent and efferent arterioles, which moves in and out from the Bowman capsule. Afferent arteriole, it enters into the Bowman capsule. Efferent arteriole, it leaves from the glomerulus. Blood flow direction. Afferent arteriole brings blood to the glomerulus. Efferent arteriole, it takes blood away from the glomerulus. Afferent arteriole has a larger diameter. Efferent arteriole has a narrower diameter. Afferent arteriole is blood rich in water and nitrogenous waste. Efferent arteriole, which has filtered blood with less waste and water. Steps in urine formation, that is the part of renal tubule versus activity. Part of renal tubule, glomerulus, its activity is ultrafiltration. Bowman capsule, it receives glomerular filtrate. Proximal convoluted tubule, it reabsorbs most water, about two-thirds glucose, sodium and chloride. Loop of Henle, some reabsorption of water and sodium. Distal convoluted tubule, it reabsorbs remaining salts like secretes potassium, drugs, etc. That is tubular secretion. Urine secretion, which final urine removes from the nephron to ureter and then to the urinary bladder via peristalsis. Urine is expelled through the urethra by voluntary relaxation of bladder sphincter muscles, a process known as micturition. Physical properties of urine. Color, there is clear yellow due to pigment urochrome. Volume 1 to 1.5 liter per day, it varies. pH, it may be 5 to 8, that is slightly acidic. Protein is acidic and vegetable alkaline. Odor, strong ammonia like when standing due to bacteria. Specific gravity 1.003 to 1.035. The constituents of urine we should know, that is it has urea 25 to 30 gram per liter, creatinine 1 to 2 gram per liter, uric acid 0.3 to 1 gram per liter, other substances 2 to 6 gram per liter. Inorganic, it has sodium chloride 9 to 10 gram per liter, potassium chloride 2 to 5 gram per liter, ammonia, traces amount of ammonia is present in urine, and 2 to 5 other gram per liter, other substances are there. So the urine has 95% of water and 5% of solid waste. Taste of urine, urine is basically slightly salty, possibly diabetes mellitus due to sugar presences. It is sweet in nature. Blood bland and tasteless, diabetes insipidus due to lack of ADH hormone. Abnormal urine constituents. Blood, when hematuria due to urinary tract infection, kidney stones or tumors, it causes hematuria. Glucose or glycosuria, it is seen in diabetes mellitus, that is sugar diabetes. Albumin, due to high blood sugar or increased permeability of Bowman's capsule due to bacterial infection, albumin protein may pass into urine. That is called, condition is called as albuminuria. Bile pigments, due to jaundice, anemia or liver cirrhosis, urine may contain bile pigments. Regulation of urine output, which is controlled by antidiuretic hormone, ADH hormone, from the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Increased ADH causes more reabsorption of water and causes less urine, but reduced ADH causes less water reabsorbed and more urine is formed. The condition is called as diuresis. Diuretics are tea, coffee and alcohol, which increase urine production. Gout and kidney stones, uric acid is less soluble and may crystalline in joints that form gout. Excess uric acid or calcium salts like calcium oxalate may lead to kidney stones, especially when kidneys are not functioning well. Water balance in the human body, average daily intake and loss of water in an adult. Loss, urine by kidneys approximately 60%, that is amount 1500 ml per day. By skin through sweat, that is 500 ml per day, that is approximately 20%. Breath via lungs, that is 400 ml per day, that is approximately 16%. Fecal matter, that is 100 ml per day, that is about 4%. So total 2500 ml or 2.5 liter per day water is removed from our body, but we can gain water through drinks and beverages, that is about 1500 ml or 1.5 liter per day, that is mostly 60%. Food 700 ml per day, that is 28%. Metabolism, cell respiration, that is 300 ml per day, that is 12%, and total 2500, that is 100% of water we can gain. Seasonal urine output, more water is we drink in summer, but urine output is less due to high sweating. The body reabsorbs more water, making the urine concentrated. What is osmoregulation? The regulation of water and salts in the blood is the process, physiological process is known as osmoregulation. It maintains osmotic pressure and fluid balance. Critical in conditions like cholera, where water loss is severe. Loss of water leads to concentrated urine or uremia. It requires rehydration with ORS, that is oral rehydration solution, or glucose saline. What is artificial kidney? One kidney is enough for survival if the other is damaged or removed. Both kidneys failing leads to a life-threatening condition, and artificial kidneys is a dialysis machine. So blood is drawn from the radial artery, it passes through the machine where the urea and excess salts are removed, and the purified blood is returned to a vein in the same arm. So dialysis is repeated twice a week. Each session lasting 12 hours for patients with permanent kidney damage. So what are the summary of excretion in human? Carbon dioxide is excreted through lungs, that is exhaled as a gas. Mineral salts are excreted through kidneys, which is the part of kidney. Nitrogenous wastes like urea, creatinine, uric acid, they are found in urine, majorly in urine, minor excretion through sweat, and the excretory organs are kidneys and skin. Water is removed through kidneys, skins and lungs, and water is found in urine, sweat or expired air. Bile pigments from hemoglobin, they are excreted through liver, and they are excreted via bile into the intestine and then through feces. So the summary of the chapter, the key points: excretion removes wastes like urea, salts and carbon dioxide from our body. Lungs remove carbon dioxide from the respiration. Kidney excrete urea, salt and water as urine. The excretory system includes kidney, ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. Nephron is the structural and functional unit of the kidney, consisting of Bowman capsule, glomerulus, proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop and distal convoluted tubule. Blood enters via afferent arteriole and leaves via efferent arteriole. Ultrafiltration happens under pressure in the glomerulus. Reabsorption and tubular secretion modify the filtrate. So final urine consists of mostly urea, water and excess salts. So osmoregulation, the process adjusts water level to maintain internal balance. To sum up, the excretory system helps maintain internal balance by removing nitrogenous wastes like urea, regulating water and salt levels, controlling blood pressure and pH. The kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder and urethra work together to filter the blood and remove waste. Healthy kidney are essential for a healthy body. So thank you so much for watching this class. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel for more student friendly biology content. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning. See you in the next class. Bye.